Coach Tim Fo and Coach Tim. Congratulations. Now, in certain parts of the game, Bay Area showed signs of life despite still not having Andrew and now without Glenn Yang. What were the most influential keys that helped you secure this victory tonight?
Well, we were certainly surprised when Glenn Yang didn't play. We didn't know that was going to happen until they announced the starting lineups. And that's obviously a bonus because he's really a great point guard. And then not to have Nicholson and still to play the way they did is really, I mean, that's really great coaching. These guys aren't quitting. They're hanging tough. Just goes to show how tough they are, how talented they are. One night it's Lamb, one night it's Blankley, one night it's Zoo, and then you have Nicholson there the whole time. So um, it's a tough group, it really is, and they're really well coached and disciplined. When we get leads, they don't panic, and that's been the hard part for us is that they don't panic when we get leads, and we have to keep earning it. But I think the last game we were a little bit when Nicholson didn't play, we were a little bit rudderless. I mean, we didn't really have a direction in what how to defend and who to defend, and we were Lamb came out and hit us hard, and Zoo came out and hit us. Obviously, we worry about those guys for the series, but our focus is really Nicholson. So when Nicholson was taken out, we were kind of searching like how we're going to be able to play this team. We didn't know, but today that was the difference. Today we knew we had a scheme for Lamb, we had a scheme for Zoo. We know how we wanted to match up. We talked more about Liu, the big guy, and Reed. So we had just a better feel for what we wanted to do tonight, and I think we executed that for the most part. But they did a great job making a run in that fourth quarter. They're good. They're going to make runs. We're not going to be able to go out there and dominate them without a Nicholson. I mean, they're still really, really good, and they're big. They're so big. The guys they bring off the bench are all 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and so they put out a big team out there, and it's hard to get through all the long arms and into the basket. So we had to shoot very well, and Stanley came out and shot well for us tonight, and that was huge.
Coach, speaking of Stanley, can you walk us through those last few minutes? Was Stanley's big shots really part of the last-minute game plan?
Well, he was there. I mean, we're not. We were hoping we can get something more to the basket, but they're doing such a great job of defending the paint and denying us entry into the paint that we have to look for our kick-out passes, and Stanley was the one who received all those kick-out passes and thankfully knocked down the shots, especially that one in the deep corner. I looked like it almost grazed the backboard before going in. I mean, it was a tough shot, but it was timely, and we really needed it from him. We really try hard to keep Stanley's minutes down, not trying to overextend him. We don't want him to play 30 minutes a game. We're trying to keep him, excuse me, in the in the 20 range, and so he's in and out a lot, and we don't try to extend his minutes too long. But LA came up with a groin injury. That's why he wasn't playing down the stretch. He came up with a groin injury, and we had to extend Stanley a little more than we wanted to. But Nard stepped up, came out, and played some really good defense, and kept our defense going. And Scotty, of course, was still Scotty.
At this point, the floor is now open for questions from the press.
Yeah.
Stanley last year in the championship run wasn't there because of the injury.
I'm sorry. Say again.
Stanley wasn't playing in the last championship run because of the injury. How happy are you that he's been doing everything at this point?
Well, he's not 100% yet, as everyone can tell. He's still working his way back, but his 90% is better than most guys in the league, and so. We try to monitor his minutes. We bring him off the bench. He's a natural starter, but we bring him off the bench so that we can monitor his minutes. And but that adds so much depth to our team, being able to bring a guy like Stanley out and to relieve an LA or a Scotty, and We can go to him in big moments like we did today. He just adds so much depth, even though he's not 100% at this point. So, he's definitely a weapon out there, and he's a weapon that really Bay Area has not seen, really. Because, he hasn't been playing heavy minutes, and they don't know the history of Stanley a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or how, dynamic he can be. So he's almost like a little secret weapon off the bench for us against Bay Area.
Justin, of course, scored in bunches, but you also did well on defense and maybe 3 steals and 3 blocks, something like that.
Yeah, I think that was really the key for us tonight. First of all, we came out with a better defensive mindset. We came out with a better idea of what we wanted to do. I think, Justin, we played him in various roles defensively in this series, depending on Nicholson, depending on who he's guarding, and they're doing a great job of playing off of Justin, who he's guarding. If you notice, wherever Justin guards, he's the guy that brings up the ball on their offense. They don't give it to the point guard all the time. They give it to Justin's man. And so they want Justin to go up and try to pressure him and wear himself out for 48 minutes. So we've had to move him to different guys. He's had to be there as the help guy for Nicholson. He's had to be the stopper for Zoo. He's been the guy that switches out to Blankley and Lamb. So his roles are very, very varying game to game and even quarter to quarter. But I think tonight we all realized that we had to come out with a better defensive presence. And Justin came out. If you saw him in the beginning of the game, he was really flying around, diving for balls, doing everything. But, we don't want him to do that too much early because we need him in the fourth quarter. And we didn't get him a rest in that first half, and I thought we were going to pay for that. But luckily he was able to get a couple minutes there in the end of the third quarter. But, he's our do-it-all guy, offensively, defensively. And when he's locked in defensively, he's a tremendous defensive player. But, we asked him to do so much offensively that we try to take the load off him defensively. But tonight we couldn't do that. He had to come with a defensive mindset tonight.
Both team has won back-to-back. What do you expect in Game 6? Do you expect Nicholson to play?
Yeah, I do. I think that now they have a couple days. I wish we were playing on Tuesday already. Although we could use a couple days to see if we can get LA healthy. We expect Nicholson to play. We didn't expect him to play tonight, I have to admit. We had the feeling he wasn't going to play. We didn't know for sure, but we didn't plan for that, him playing tonight. We will plan for him playing on Wednesday. We already spent 3 games playing against him, so we kind of know what we want to do. We know how we want to defend him. We'll have to recover that if he shows up on Wednesday. In the meantime, we've got a separate game plan for him not being in there. So it's not as easy as it sounds. You have one game plan for this, you have one game plan for that. It's really quite difficult for the players to adjust to either one because they're quite radically different. Because one is your total focus on Nicholson, the other is your focus is on Lamb and Blankley and Yang when he plays and Zoo. We said today, if Nicholson's not playing, then Zoo is their import. We're going to play Zoo like he's their import. So, we did a better job against him tonight. He tried to come out. He injured it late in the second quarter. He got some therapy at halftime. And he said he felt okay and he could play. And then I asked him, do you want to start? He says, yeah, I want to start and try it out. And then after the first possession, he goes, no more, I can't do it. Groin problems like hamstrings and groins, if you continue to play on it and you stretch it worse, it can take quite a while for it to heal. So hopefully we got him out fast enough that we didn't damage him for the rest of the series. But we won't know that really till tomorrow, when he can get through the therapy, get through the swelling, and then we see what happens with him, how he's walking and moving tomorrow. But you know, he's so key to what we do, especially in the playoffs, because he's our leader, he's our ball handler, he's our organizer, he's our big shot guy. You know, he's our emotional leader as well. So we're going to be missing all those things if he doesn't get a chance to play.
Coach, Johnson appears to be playing this usual game again.
He's tiring quickly. I think that's the thing that's holding Japeth back, is that three or four times up and down the floor, he starts to tire already. And that's why today we try to do a little bit shorter minutes for Christian and Japeth. I don't know if anybody knows, but Christian was in the hospital all day yesterday with extreme food poisoning. And he's taken, 5 bags of IV trying to get ready at the hospital, and then at home we had someone sleep with him and administer him. He really had no reason to play today, but he found a reason. It's the finals. But if it would have been a regular game, he would not have played. He was down and out, quite violently sick. So, you know, he sucked it up. He didn't go to practice yesterday because he was in the hospital. But he showed up at the game and said he was ready to go. So between him and Christian, between him and Japeth, we had to rotate guys in and out much more quickly than we normally do. But hopefully Japeth feel a little better, and hopefully Christian, given a couple of days, he'll get back to be right coming up on Wednesday. LA is the one we worry about right now.
But you think Bay Area will be playing with the full roster by
I think a couple of days off, a couple more days, I think that'll give Nicholson a good chance to be at full strength. He doesn't have to be at full strength to be effective. You know, he could come in and play 85, 90%, still be the best player on the floor, sans Justin. But and we're going to have to adjust our defense. He's out there, so I'm sure they're doing everything they can to rehab him. And it'll be his 5th or 6th day from the injury by Wednesday. That might be time enough for him to get ready. Yeah, we don't know. We just heard he had some swelling on his foot. That's what we heard. I don't know what it was caused from or what. Whether it was a sprain or maybe, I don't know. It's hard. I wouldn't know. Just all we got was swelling on his foot. So, and yeah, that was a big bonus, not having him out there.
That wraps up our post-game press conference. Thank